Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Introducing Jodea. And I got an early screener of this film, and it's about a struggling actress whose life is going down the toilet, honestly. She gets dumped, she gets fired, her car breaks down, and then she gets in a fender bender with this really obnoxious and angry and self-absorbed director. And then out of nowhere, he winds up roping her into being the lead in his new film because of a bet. But of course, these two fall for each other, right? And this is from director John Cohen and starring Chloe Tracos, who plays Jodea, our titular character. And this film is like an hour and 40 some odd minutes. And in general, it's a very low budget film. It feels it. All the cinematography, all the shots are very bright, very just as much light as we could throw on this scene, point cameras at it, let's make sure that we get our shots. And that's what this film feels like. And so, like, from that standpoint, there's nothing really impressive or interesting coming from a technical standpoint. And even that, some of the sound mixing is really bad. There's moments where it sounds like audio's cutting out and, like, a certain character sounds like they're kind of in, like, a tunnel. And it's just like, what's going on here? It's like, usually you're watching a film and those are the things that you take for granted, that are just done and a part of the film, and this one, it's not quite there. So that's a little distracting, maybe a little bit more. There's definitely some really stiff and unnatural acting going on here. It feels like most of the cast are pretty amateur actors, probably don't have a whole lot of experience. It feels like a glorified student film, honestly, and a lot of these performances I didn't really buy. There's a few moments where they're really trying to commit to things, and there's a couple moments between our lead character and this director guy that feel like they might be having a genuine connection. I'm like, okay, it's working a little bit, but in general, it's pretty stiff and the dialogue's not great. It's really stereotypical at times. It's really dumb at times, and there's just one particular character who's like our main character's best friend who is just terrible. He's a terrible character. He's annoying every time he's on the screen. He's offensive every time he's on screen. Like asking every black person he meets, have you seen Malcolm X? And like the movie calls him out on it, but they keep having him do these things as like a running gag, and it's just like, it's not funny. And you have this film, generally, it's a feel-good story. Obviously, like, this is so cliched and tropey that, like, you know exactly where this is going. Like, they're really gonna hit it off in a genuine way, and then she finds out that his original motivations for wanting to work with her were not very nice, and of course there's people in there to sabotage their love for each other and their connection, and, you know, they get together and have a nice, meaningful connection in the climax of the film, and the rest is history. And it's that kind of movie. It is a nice story, and it did get better, I felt like, as the film went on, in terms of the actors were more comfortable with each other. I felt like it was starting to elevate beyond just that, like, this just feels thrown together. So there are some merits here, but in general, it's really generic and really standard and subpar in how it's put together. So, like, this is definitely not something that I really enjoyed, nor would I watch this ever again. And unless you're really into, like, romantic comedies, I don't think this one's really gonna be the one to change your mind on it. So for those who love the rom-coms, give this one a chance maybe. For those who are not, probably not gonna convince you, and you probably don't want to spend the time watching this. But those are my thoughts for Introducing Jodea. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.